welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed for you this ombre winged liner and a really kind of like bronzy and glowing skin. I know from here it doesn't look like it's ombre, and I kind of like that about it because it's like a little surprise when you get up close, but it goes from brown to red to orange in the inner corner. So if you guys are interested in learning how I got this look, then please keep watching. So today I'm starting off with my eyes, and since I'm only doing a liner and not eyeshadow, for priming I'm going to be using my concealer. This is the one by Urban Decay. When I'm not doing a full eyeshadow look, I like to use a concealer as my primer just to hide some of the veins that aren't going to get covered up by the eyeshadow. And to set that down really quick, I'm going to be going in with my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and just on a fluffy brush I'm going to be lightly putting this on the eyelids. So for today I kind of want to do like an ombre wing, and I'm going to be going in with my Lime Crime Venus palette, and I'm going to be doing kind of like an orange to red to brown winged liner. I think it goes well. So for my liner brush I'm going to be going in with my Morphe R45. It's just a really small angled brush. You can use this for liner or for your eyebrows, so it's a versatile brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Muse, which is this deep like cranberry color, and I'm going to outline the whole wing with this color. And then with whatever's on the brush, I just kind of go in and fill in. Now for me, winged liner is really hard just because I do have very hooded lids and I can't get the wing in my crease, or it just bends and gets floppy. So for me, I have to have my eyeliner, can't speak today. For me, I have to have my eyeliner come out pretty straight and far rather than up and curved like most winged liners, just to avoid the crease of my hooded lids. So right off the bat, this one is a lot sharper than this one, but once we get all the other colors in there, I'm going to be taking some makeup remover and kind of cleaning up the underneath edge. I just woke up from a 3-hour nap, so if I seem kind of out of it today, I'm sorry. I'm just tired, but I really wanted to film before the sun went down, so here we are. So next, I'm going to be taking the shade Icon, which is this deep brown color. I'm going to be very lightly picking up a little bit of this. With these shadows, you want to make sure that you really tap off because they're super pigmented. And I'm just going to be going over kind of the very outer portion of the wing, so it's more, from like first glance, it looks like a brown wing rather than a red wing. And the reason I start off with the red first is because I want the brown and the red to kind of blend together as I stroke it on, just to get that ombre effect. Now that we have the outer edges of the wings brown, I'm going to be going back in with the shade Muse, which is the red again, and kind of furthering in the red color on the lash line. And I'm taking this kind of just the edge of my eyeball. It lines up like that, if that makes sense. And then for the innermost part, I'm going to be taking this orange shade right here, which is the shade Creation, and I'm just going to be going from the inner corner to that red part and kind of overlapping where the red begins. Now, I'm not exactly great at doing winged liner, so I'm going to go ahead and take some of my Bioderma on a cotton swab, what do you call these, Q-tips, and just kind of clean up the edges and make everything a little bit sharper. just because it's not exactly my forte. I struggle with it, but this is a really good trick just to get that really clean line if you're kind of a more beginner when it comes to eyeliner like me. So before I finish off the eyes with mascara and like inner corner and all of that, I'm going to move on to the face just because I don't normally do my eyes before my face makeup, but I was scared that I was going to mess up, so that's why I wanted to do them first. But I don't like finishing the eyes before I get my face on. For primer today, I'm going in with my Milani Prime Light. This is supposed to be strobing and pore minimizing, which I think is kind of a fair claim. I think it's definitely more of a strobing primer rather than pore filling, but it definitely has a little bit of pore filling benefits. But as you can see, it's definitely very luminous on the skin. It gives a really nice glow and base for the foundation. Today I'm going to be testing out the Tony Moly Pikachu Miniature Cover Cushion foundation thing with SPF 50. I saw ShanXO test out this product and I was immediately interested just because it's like everything I want in a foundation, kind of light to medium coverage, good for pale skin, and the best part is a really high increment of sunscreen. I love sunscreen in my makeup. I know a lot of beauty YouTubers don't because it gets bad flashback, but for me, I'm so fair that I need to have sunscreen in my products, and plus sunscreen is just good to wear to maintain your skin and keep it looking young and healthy. I have tried this product once before, and on my first application I didn't like it too much, but I think I put too much on, so I'm going to go ahead and try to put a little bit less today. But the foundation feels really nice. It does. I can't tell if it has a dewy finish or if it's the primer we put on underneath, but I think I really like it, and I think that was such a good find, especially because it's so cheap. So for concealer, I'm just going in with the same one we used on the eyes, which is the Naked Skin one. I'm in the lightest shade, as you probably could have guessed, which is Fair Neutral, and I'm just placing a little bit underneath my eyes and anywhere I have a few blemishes, and then on my chin just because I always get pretty red there. I wasn't going to use this concealer because I don't want to get my beauty blender wet. And then if you get your beauty blender and kind of squeeze it and get really close to the wing, that's also a good trick to really sharpen it up. And then I'm using that same powder we used earlier to set underneath the eyes. Now I'm going to move on to brows just because I need them on. I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil thing in the shade Caramel. Yeah, I don't know if they still even sell these. I've never really seen them in the store. My boyfriend's mom gave it to me like a while ago, and I never really used it because it was too red for my blonde hair, but now that my hair is pretty gingery, look how much it's faded after that last video. Isn't that insane? I need to get like Red People shampoo. And then to set those in place, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Clear mascara. It's gotten kind of brown, which is gross because I only use it on my eyebrows, but we'll ignore that. And I'm just going to brush my eyebrows up and over. Now back to the face. This is all over the place, I'm sorry. I'm going to be using my NARS Illuminator in the shade Copacabana. I haven't used this in a little bit, so I kind of wanted to go back at it. And I just place this on the tops of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, Cupid's bow. You guys know the drill. I forgot how good that was. For bronzer today, I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. Duo palette and taking this shade right over here. And I'm going to be taking that on a Real Techniques blush brush. I kind of like using this brush for bronzing just because I do kind of have like really big cheek surface area, so it really just kind of gets everything. I'm also going to take this underneath my jaw and kind of drag it down to the neck because I have a really pale neck. I've never actually tried the blush in this little palette. It's a little peachier, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. It's really powdery on this e.l.f. angled brush. And I'm just kind of going to blend that back into the bronzer. Now, since the eyes are so sharp, I kind of want to keep the face more angular, so I'm going to go ahead and contour today. I'm going to be using this little Kevyn Aucoin duo. And this is the sculpting powder in medium. This is like one of my best finds at the little Sephora to go area because you don't need that much product when you're contouring, or at least I don't think you do. So this is like the perfect size, and the full size of this is really expensive, and this little duo was only $25, and you get the contour shade and the highlight. So I picked up some of my product on this Wet n Wild angled brush, and I kind of just like to squeeze the bristles together so it's a little more dense, and then I just take this along my cheekbone. I also take a bit of the contouring powder up on my foreheads near my temples, just because I think this helps balance everything. And then I'm also going to be taking this under my jaw. And then for highlighter, I'm going to be going in with this shade over here. I believe it's called Candlelight. Celestial. It's their Celestial powder in Candlelight. And I'm going to be taking this on a Morphe R36 brush. That's pretty. I also want to take a little bit of this under the brow bone and around the temple. You know, it looks a lot more natural when you swatch it on your hand, but on the cheek it is so beautiful. I'm also, with my pinky, going to pick up a little bit of this and put this on my inner corner just to help awaken things. Now we're finally going to move on to mascara, and I'm going to be using my favorite of the moment, which is Benefit's Roller Lash, and just giving a good coat to the top and bottom. And then for lipstick today, I'm going to be going in with my L'Oreal Color Riche in the shade 755 Spiced Cider. You can't see that. It's just kind of like a nice red-brown shade. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's tutorial. I'm actually surprised that these wings came out good, or at least I think they look kind of good. Good for me, I should say. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I kind of want to start posting more regularly. I'm trying to find set days to post videos on, so if you guys have any recommendations or days you know you guys are always on YouTube, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.